Hello, this is the Seekers podcast for April 26th. That is today, ain't it? 26th. But anyway, it's
I think so.
April,
Yeah.
and this is Seekers podcast. We're waiting on Neil Huff and BC Davis. Barry ain't gonna be able to be with us this evening. He got held up in traffic. We got some stuff going on that I'll bring up here in a minute, but I'll let Dale introduce himself and we'll go from there.
Hey, Dale Bullock coming to you from Heber Springs, Arkansas. Glad to be here tonight, Wendell.
Yeah, me too. Uh, like I was saying, we got several events and stuff that's going to be going on this weekend, Friday, May 1st and 2nd. I'm going to be one of the speakers at Squatching at the Gap. There's like 12 speakers that's going to be there. It's going to be a good event. It's $16 each day to attend the events, and you can get a camping spot there if you want one, or there's around the area, there's several RV parks, or it's right by Buffalo National Forest. You can just camp in the forest if you wanted to. But it's going to be a fun time, and a lot of topics is going to be discussed, and hope you can come on out. I think Dale said he's going to be there, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be there.
All right. Oh, BC's finally on. Hello, BC.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, me and Dale done already introduced yourself. You go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. BC Davis. I'm in White County, Arkansas, about 60 miles northeast of Little Rock. A window area. For those of you that know what that means, you know what that means.
Right. Yeah, it's a conjuncting area that goes every which way. Different cryptids and UFO sightings. And Ouachita Mountains is another spot like that. And but I think Ball Knob's the major intersection there, and it's from going north and south and all around.
Yeah, the odd thing is like the orbs I've seen, or at least the orb I've seen, and the one my mother saw back in the 70s, and other things. They always were moving west to east. Why that is, I don't have a clue. But generally, they all move west to east.
Interesting.
Now, I don't know if I told you, I think I mentioned this to y'all before, but this has been about, I'm going to say 6-7 years ago when I was living next door to where I'm now. I heard, and this sounds crazy, but it sounded like somebody was walking down the street playing a drum, like a snare drum. And I just listened for a moment or two, and then I just bowed my head and said, Lord, if this is not from you, remove it. It instantly stopped, but I heard it start back up further down the street, again, moving west to east.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, it's kind of weird that from where I'm sitting right now, probably about 300, 400 yards, there's a family cemetery, supposedly some guy Tucker's ancestors. And there was one, a Union soldier. I can't remember the name, but I remember it said it was a Union soldier. And he died 100 years to the day I was born.
Wow.
Really?
That's strange.
March 22nd, 1862. I was born March 22nd, 1962. Just a weird coincidence, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're talking about filming and stuff today for True Armor. Everything ain't a coincidence. We've had several actors have to change and miss roles, and we're having to some's wanting to refilm, and I said everything happens for a reason. I'm leaving it the way it is, and that's the same way. There's some hand guiding everything, so it may be strange, but God knows. Any activity up on the mountain, Dale?
The only thing I've seen or heard was a bunny rabbit this morning. That's about it.
Well, that can be good.
Yeah.
we had several locator calls. Friday night was when Friday morning was raining, right, Dale? Friday
Yeah.
night down here on the creek where our area is, we heard 3 distinct loud locator calls, and 2 of them was so close in timing they had to be at least 2 of them, because they were. If you just listen at them, there's probably, well, if you're looking at about 6 inches apart in distance from, if you're just looking out across the field and everything, so that's probably a couple hundred yards apart. And we're sitting out here just sitting because it was a good evening set with a fire, and we heard that, and I mean it was distinct. So they're definitely back down in the Cattern bottoms there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Schedule a trip to go out there someday.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. We're thinking about doing something Mother's Day weekend, Bigfooting, or I know had one scheduled for June 5th, 6th, and 7th. I don't know if we wanted to do something. I thought about going Mother's Day weekend. The only reason I want to keep the one in June because Robert said he could go to the one in June unless something happened with his wife, and he's already booked that day. So I hate to move that one when he said, yeah, for sure, I can get there in June.
Yeah, I'd like to see Robert again.
And I thought we might go over to well, it just left me. Cleveland, where
we heard that whistle.
Yeah, where we've been wanting to get to. I just we've seen a lot of activity there as far as tracks and stuff, but we've never done a night investigation there. And I'm thinking about suggesting to do that one on Mother's Day weekend. It's got a lake there. If somebody wanted to fish during the day, they could. And we can set up our camp. It's not going to cost us nothing. So I'm pulling for going to Cleveland.
Good campground too. As far as being able to park and everything.
Yeah, right there where we looked at. I mean, we might want to take a weed eater with us or something.
Yeah.
But I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to let them know when we get off here we're going to Cleveland.
All right.
If they want to go, and then I'll get back with you, Dale.
Okay.
That way in June, we can still go to Sillamore, and it won't mess up Robert's plans, and we'll have Marcus there, and we'll get 2 Bigfootings here pretty close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've really been wanting to go back to Cleveland. That whistle kind of hooked me out there. I've got to go back and see what that is.
Yeah. I mean, here we're doing calls, and all of a sudden this loud whistle come back to us. And then it went a beating sound, like it was an old washer down there, and it went bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. It did sound like that for sure.
So that's what we'll do. Unless it's just the weather, we look at it and it's just bottom falling out that weekend. Hopefully it'll be good and we'll go to Cleveland. And it's close enough. If we need anything, we can plan it. We can stop back at that store up there. That's a good little store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's what we'll do.
I wouldn't mind drowning a few worms back in some of them holes back in there too.
There's several little lakes around that. One is bigger one, the one we drove right across, and I did better luck at the dam off of that than in the lake itself. But I was fishing for crappie and perch. It was a year before we heard the Casey deads over there so loud when we got out of the car, and we was like, "What in the world is that?"
That was really freaky that day.
Yeah,
I never heard them that loud before.
But it was a year before that. I went over there with Adam, the guy that's been with us a couple times.
Yeah,
and we was catching brim bigger than my hand and probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick. That's good brim.
Yeah, it is. How are Adam and his wife? They still out hunting?
Oh, they doing good. But they're doing their own deal and everything. So
Are they?
yeah, they're on TikTok a bunch. They do that, and they do all kinds of hunting stuff and put on there to get views and everything. Still a little bit of Bigfooting, but it's mostly just actual hunting and fishing. But
Yeah.
I invite them all the time, but I said they're doing their own deal. So all right.
That surprises me that they haven't come back after that.
Yeah.
All that stuff that was going on that night when they were with us. That was pretty cool.
Uh-huh. What you got any plans or anything that you're wanting to check out, BC, or anything that's going on around Ball Knob?
His mic's turned off. Oh, maybe that's just so he can hear us. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Let me see. I didn't do it.
No, that would be him, wouldn't it? If his mic shows it's turned off.
I guess it's him because I'm trying to. It says muted, but it says this is. You can't unmute guests. Guests has muted themselves. Oh, okay, yeah. I guess that's BC, yeah. He done muted himself somehow.
Oop. Lost him.
Lost him. I guess he did it by accident. I was trying to look up some of the guests. I can see all their faces that's going to be there at Squatching at the Gap.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Ron Moorhead's going to be there.
Yeah. That's one of the big reasons. Well, you and him, that's the reasons I was wanting to go.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet him.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard a lot of his shows and everything. Some of the stuff, most of the stuff I agree with him, and some of them I'm like, well, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, it'd be good to talk to him and discuss what he does believe. Haskell V. Hart's one of the speakers. Brian Terrell, Daryl, the Bigfoot man from Tennessee, Matthew Orton, Patrick Perry, Ron Moorhead, Scott Nelson. That's another one I'd like to talk to.
Yeah, me too.
Brett Elkenberg and Jill Remensnyder, Remensnyder, F.K. Sterling, yeah, Todd Neese. And it says more to be added. I don't know if it will or not, but that's a pretty good lineup of people.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that'll take all of 2 days for sure.
Yeah. I got to get with Todd and ask, is Friday just for showing up and setting up camp, or for doing anything Friday or Friday night or Saturday? I know all day Saturday he said was speakers, but I'll need to know if I need to be there early.
Wonder if they're going to have any food trucks or anything like that out
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah. He said there's going to be lots of food vendors there.
That's good.
And
I
the
know
deal,
down at Tallahena, you
yeah.
got to go way out of town to find something to eat.
No, the vendors is going to be there, he said. And the parking lot's up at the top of the hill, and they take you down on side-by-sides, escorted side-by-sides where you ride, kind of like Silver Dollar City does with the trans, because all the events is down in the bottom of the holler down below.
Oh, that sounds cool.
All right, BC's back. We can hear him now. Maybe. You there,
Maybe.
BC?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I wasn't touching anything, and I kept getting this little thing coming up saying my mic is muted. So I shut everything down and waited a couple minutes and then come back to see if I got a better connection.
Yeah, I kept hitting the button trying to unmute you. It's probably me. It said, I didn't realize it was said guests had muted themselves. I'm like, how'd that happen? I don't know.
I didn't do it, but I don't
yeah.
know.
You know how this stuff goes when you go talking Bigfoot and paranormal and
Yep.
anything can happen. But I was asking you, BC, you got anything planned or going on or anything around your area over there as far as any kind of paranormal event or any kind of eyewitnesses that
Nothing aware of.
not that you're aware of?
The people that nope, not the couple used to get sticks and rocks thrown at their house at night. Well, they cleared out all the pine trees that was around their house, so now they're not getting any activity.
Huh. That's, I guess, good for them, though. But yeah, it makes sense. A little bit further distance and
Yeah.
no cover. I guess this weekend
Well, now there's this. Yeah.
Was the deal down at Falk, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about going down there, and I was like, nah, I'm not driving in the rain.
Yeah. Every year I think about it, and then before I know it, something's planned that weekend, and I can't go.
Yeah.
Oh, and June we got something too. If we go down at Matthews deal, let me look see when that is. We ain't gonna be a speaker, but we're gonna have a booth set up.
Well, there is that one. I just remember that one couple that saw that white Sasquatch here be about either 3 or 4 years ago. This coming October, that she said that she still hearing weird sounds coming from that Devil's Den area that I had. Whatever, when I was stalking in the woods at one time back in 1989, that they still hear weird stuff coming out of there. Yeah. I'll get some specifics from her next time I see her.
Yeah, that's Saturday, June 6th, too. From 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the Arkansas Cryptic Fest at Little Rock. I'll have to be sure Robert's coming. If not, we'll go to that. We'll be somewhere doing something June that weekend because I got it booked free. Oh,
You okay, bud?
I just had another dizzy spell. All of a sudden, I looked down at my phone and looked back up. I was telling Dale before we got on air Friday, it rained all day, and I helped my son loading scrap iron because he had to make his car payment. And ever since then, I've had an earache and been dizzy. So I don't know what I did or what. It keeps up. I'm gonna have to go to the doctor, I guess, tomorrow or Tuesday.
Be some bumpy weather maybe Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I hadn't even seen no weather.
Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow it's going to be rain, thunderstorms, but could be some severe storms. But it looks like it's going to be more towards like the northeastern part of the state, not far from me, where the worst of it's going to be. Of course, that's liable to change over the next 48 hours. So,
Huh.
yeah, there was one.
Thanks for letting me know. I said, thanks for letting me know because I hadn't even looked at it.
Yeah, during this time of year, always keep an eye out on the Severe Storms Prediction Center website that gives you all the convective outlooks and probabilities of wind, tornado, and hail.
Right.
I would almost welcome it to get this burn ban off us.
Huh. Y'all still in a burn? Over here, we ain't in a burn ban.
I looked at it earlier and it said Cleveland County was still in a burn ban.
Yeah.
I haven't checked for White County, but I know that I had 1.1 inches of rain in my gauge Saturday.
Huh.
Hopefully we'll have a few more inches before that's said and done. But bad part is we're going to be in our normal dry part of the year coming up. But I think it was Wendell that you posted that that they're saying it could be a wetter than normal
summer.
Than normal. I hope so.
And cooler out west. When it's cooler out there, normally it's 115, so cooler would be 90.
Yeah.
For them, but wetter for us. Didn't say how hot we'd be, but a wetter summer here.
Well, wetter. It may not be hotter, but it's going to be way more humid if that holds true.
Right. Yeah. That'd be unbearable, but I had to go through it again. But other than that, them three locator calls and vocals down here, it's been quiet around here for 2 months, I guess. The last report I got was from up by 56, and that was about a month ago. And they had a camper guy and I guess it was his brother. Him and another guy, anyway, went in camping, and they got run out, or they left because there's too much strange activity and stuff around their camp. He said that they were falling, limbs were falling in on them, and I said, "How was they falling straight down?" No, they was coming at us, and I said, "Well, they wasn't falling in it; they was being thrown in."
Yeah.
But they really didn't know what it was, but it was enough to unnerve two guys that had been camping most of their life, they said, to leave 56 campground. That ain't too far from 56, is it? That's right by Gunner Pool, ain't it?
Pretty close. Yeah, pretty close.
Pretty close. I see you still got your cough, Bill.
Yeah. There was something up there at Reading that got me going, and I've been doing it ever since.
Huh.
Figured it was oak pollen or something.
Yeah, it was all starting, but it's cold weather then too. It was warm the first day and then froze the second day.
Yeah. They change the weather to get you.
What do you think about? It's a total different subject, but I think this is the fifth time somebody tried to assassinate Trump. That's got to be some kind of record, ain't it, for a president?
Really, I hadn't heard that yet.
Yeah,
I think it's 4.
4.
Yeah, I think it's
That's
4
enough.
attempts now.
I guess technically they can't say for sure this guy was trying to get the president, but he was going into where everybody was at and was shooting with a shotgun. So if I was the president, I'd say, yeah, he was coming after me.
Well, he left some manifesto in his hotel room, and I think it was like trying to get basically anybody he could, Trump or any of the officials there.
Right. I'm glad he got stopped.
Oh boy,
he wasn't killed, was he? I think he's still alive. They threw him down, but
yeah, he's still alive. I mean, he hit a Secret Service agent in the chest, but he had a bulletproof vest on, so it didn't hurt him. I mean, it probably bruised him, I'm sure.
Right.
But he went to the hospital and since been released.
Anything's possible nowadays. Well, if anybody's got any comments or questions out there, we'll try to answer them. Just feel free to post them. Looks like Neil's watching us. I don't know why he ain't joining it. It shows Neil. He's one of the viewers. Maybe he's in a spot where he can't get signal.
Excuse me.
You got did you ever find whatever the boxes was you was talking about, Dale, to where you put a camera that looks straight down, or was you working on that?
I'm working on that. Yeah.
Working on that.
I was trying to put a little metal roof over the top of it so it could rain or whatever. It wouldn't get anything wet.
Wouldn't fit. Mess with it. That'd be good.
Yeah, I did. I got me some 1x that I'm going to build the bottom out of, and hopefully make it strong enough that I could stick a couple screws in it and hold it to the tree real easy.
Yeah, that definitely will be good.
Yeah, I would be just as happy with a picture of a big old hand, and as to trying to catch something out in the woods running.
Right.
At least maybe whatever wouldn't catch the infrared before it got a picture taken of it.
That's the whole problem. There's a lot to disagree with that, but
yeah.
And I agree. Todd's got a camera that films 360 degrees at all times. Now, if you're going to have one, that's the way to do it. But the bad thing with that, there's 360 degrees of infrared out. So
Mm-hmm.
the most you're going to get is something looking around a tree or something happening to walk up and get eye shine. I'm not sure how far the video will reach out. If the video reached far enough, maybe you might get one, but they're definitely going to know that infrared and avoid it.
Yeah. That's what I was giving so much thought to that, just having something with a camera pointed straight down, like 2 foot away from your bait.
Yeah.
And unless something looked under there and saw the infrared, it wouldn't trigger until something reached under there. Maybe a squirrel, raccoon, whatever, but at least we'll get some pictures of it.
Whatever, it would reach underneath it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I dearly love to have a picture of a big old hand taking peanut butter.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Barry actually got something a year or two on camera like that, but it was such fleeting, so it was really hairy, and everybody there said, "Oh, that's just a squirrel," but I couldn't tell either way. It looked more like a hand to me than a squirrel, but wasn't definitive enough. It was so fast, it wasn't definitive enough to say, yeah, it was a squirrel. It was something went and grabbed something that he had there, so from around the tree. So I think that definitely would work if we do it that way, where it's just pointing right down on it.
Yeah. I don't think we've tried those brackets out yet, have we? The ones that points the camera down from the tree. I know I haven't. I ended up taking my camera off the bracket because I hadn't used it.
My camera, same thing. It was in my backpack, and even though I didn't even have no batteries in it, the terminals rusted into. So I gotta get me a new game camera, which, like I said, they really don't work because of the IR light. But if we had something like that, it'd be worth getting another one to see. Plus, they've gotten advanced to where they are faster photography and quick, and so it might be at a frame rate now to where that you might get something more clear than a blurred head.
I don't think the trigger rate has got much faster than like half second, though, has it?
That's what I was thinking. It was like a half second.
I know my neighbor got a bunch of new ones, and they got a half second trigger rate on them.
Yeah, they were like a second. So that's better than it was.
Yeah, at one of mine it's got a 1 second trigger rate on it. Gosh, if something does trip it running by, that thing would have to take a picture, approximately 53 feet per second. It could be gone by the time the thing triggered.
Yeah.
It's part of the problem.
You're talking about humidity, BC. It's already humid around here. It seems like you brought that up, boy. It got humid around here all of a sudden. It must be going to rain.
I think we've got some. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be tonight, but we're supposed to have some stuff coming in tomorrow as well. So
that's
where I'm sitting. I see a few high puffy clouds, but none looks like it's going to make any rain.
From here, it's coming from the west. When I sat down here and we started, it was pretty much clear. Now it's all clouded, gray clouds.
Yeah, it was clear when I was sitting here. Now I'm starting to see more clouds. Yeah.
So it may be moving in. If not, it's just getting ready. Talking back on True Armor, Dale, did you see we were going to get to film out the Red Apple Inn?
Yes, I saw that. Did you see my comment? Red Rose Red.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Be an upscale from what we've normally been filming at, but I mean, ain't nothing wrong with where we was filming at, but
Looked like y'all had a good day the other day.
yeah, had some good footage and everything. Well, we like just the dragon scenes. All we like on having the first 3 shows filmed.
Sweet.
So that's a good start on it.
Lola Beth out there this weekend?
No, we was just filming makeup stuff. So we did her and Kelly, since they come from so far. We did. I guess the next time they'll be filming that I know of is in September when we film at the Red Apple Inn. I mean, we're going to film July 18th unless something changes at near Oark, and Neil has found us a hobbit house out there in the national forest.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to film part of the scenes at what we're calling it the hobbit house. So that'll be cool. Wonder if they had to. I'll check it out and see if there's a Bigfoot something in medieval times. I guess trolls, I guess that's what they would call them in England. I might add that into True Armor. Well, we're down to 2 viewers now, so Neil's left. I don't know if he's going to try to get on or not. I sent a link to Marcus. He ain't answered yet. Looking back into September again, the Arkansas Bigfoot conference is September 18th. I got to remember that and not schedule nothing for that weekend. Saturday, September 18th.
Where at?
At Valonia, where it was last 3 years, 2 years.
Okay.
Robert Swain's doing it. I don't know if he still. Last I talked to him 2 weeks ago, he hadn't set up who was going to be the speakers yet. He said keep it open that date if he wanted us to be a speaker. I said, well, we will. Just let us know.
Yeah, I enjoy that conference down there. He's pretty organized as far as his speakers and stuff goes when he puts one on.
Yep. Yeah, it's all pretty good. And he likes to have everybody that he can from Arkansas, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you need one that's a pretty big name, and then everybody else from your local base, I would think. But if you can get them, that's the deal. We had a pretty good lineup, and then where the venue that we had double booked us, so we had to move to the campground there, but it actually worked out better anyway because next year we get to have it at that where we went and ate. Man, I can't think of the name of it now.
Rock
That birds,
birds, yeah,
birds recreational. That's where it was.
Yeah,
and it's got plenty of room and everything there.
Mm-hmm.
And plenty of room to grow. We'll probably start out in that first pavilion that's down front of the birds, and then if we wanted to, we could grow all the way up to if we go to charging to the amphitheater up there.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. Oh, well, here's a comment to the Arkansas Boy channel. It seems that Sasquatch activity all around the U.S. is dropping. What would you think would be the reason for that? I wouldn't know unless, like the activities where we've had the national forest happen to be in our perfect Bigfoot area, they go and burn.
Yeah.
And what else are they doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's my thoughts on it too. There may be a lot of controlled burns going on all across the country for that reason.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to disguise something. If you're burning the area, it's either going to displace them, which that'd make them move more, but it's also a good cover to. I don't know if you've seen the hog hunting and stuff in Texas, where you go around in a helicopter and do something. They could possibly be lower numbers that way. I'm not saying they are, but that would make sense since it's all everybody's seeing less activity. Or it could just be that they more people there's less and less restricted land, and they're moving to an area that is open, say Canada or a major wilderness, Montana or something like that. I don't believe that they migrate yearly or something like that, but I think that as more pressure is put on them, I think they will move. So
yeah, then you got to think about I imagine the number of Bigfoot investigators over the last 10 years has increased dramatically.
Yeah, everybody wants to be out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that may be pushing some of them out too. Because, there are groups that go out there and play loud music all night and have barbecues and all kind of crazy stuff like that. And I know if I was in my home and somebody was playing loud music all night long and beating on drums and stuff, I'd move off,
Yeah, either confront them or move off, which both happen.
Mm-hmm.
They're at what's the cemetery there that we went to at Oark? And Clint got his truck hit by a rock, and man, I'm getting where I can't remember nothing. Anyway, there's 2 reports there last year of at the same time the bear stuff was going on. One of them could have been a bear or whatever. That it attacked their tent.
Mm-hmm.
I still ain't 100% all that stuff they were saying is a bear was a bear, because the bear that they shot didn't match to the DNA that the guy that got killed on the tractor.
Yeah.
But everybody that firefighters that was there and everything say, "Oh yeah, it's definitely a bear attack. You could tell by the wounds and stuff." I don't know.
I don't know.
Campbell Cemetery. That's what it is. Up there.
But all them people saying that. How many people have seen a bear attack?
Yeah, that's.
I've lived here most of my life, and I've never seen a bear attack or even heard about a bear attack.
Yeah, I even heard of one.
Yeah.
And why all of a sudden there's 3 of them up there in that general within about 20 miles of each other happen.
Yeah.
And none since.
Yeah, and none since all of a sudden just quit.
An anomalous spike. Anomalous spike in activity. It's boom, nothing, then all that, then nothing again. Possible, but does make you wonder.
Makes you wonder.
Yep.
To me, it would make more sense there's something going on, and then they had somebody go in there and eliminate the problem. That's what it sounds like to me.
Or go out and kill a bear and say, "Yep, this is the what did it."
Yeah. Well,
they sees a dead bear, they think, "Yeah, they got him."
Yeah.
Gosh.
I seen something go by the window. It looked like a hot air balloon. I don't know what it was. It's way over there. I guess would be a good time to fly a hot air balloon.
Never have done that before.
I haven't either. I've had a couple opportunities I could have, and I'm like, nah, I don't think so. When I was a kid, right here where my office was, there's a huge tree, oak tree. And I'm talking, when I'm huge, it'd take 4 people to put your arms around it.
Yeah.
And I was playing in the dirt here under the tree and heard somebody yelling. I looked around. I'm like, man, I'm hearing things or something. Looked around. And next thing I know, I looked up, and in the top of that tree is a balloon that had dropped an anchor and hooked onto the tree and was yelling at me to go get help. Yeah, a red and yellow hot air balloon. And I went in my house, which was my grandpa's in, and I told him, there's a hot air balloon out here. I was probably 10-year-old. He thought I was crazy, but he come outside and looked up, and they went to yelling to him, and my dad come out. They had been in a balloon race from St. Louis and got in the wrong air and come this way and wanted to know where they could land. And they told them they could go over to the Mill Bridge and land in them fields over there. And they dropped a paper or yelled a phone number for them to call. Because, then there was only house phones. There wasn't no cell phone or nothing like that. So they got the anchor loose and flew on that way and landed in that field, and there was a big news around here. But I've had all kinds of crazy stuff happen in my life. How many people say they was playing and look up in the tree and a hot air balloon hooked there? We ain't got no more other questions or anything. Y'all got anything y'all want to bring up or talk about?
Yeah. Can't think of anything right offhand.
That's me.
Any of y'all watch The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch?
Yeah, I do, but I hadn't seen this last season. I watched it up to this last season. I just now got my
Yeah, well,
internet and everything back on.
yeah.
What's up?
I don't know. I just that they keep drilling in that one mountain. So, like, why don't you guys get something in there and blast that mountain open instead of just these little rinky-dink drills?
Yeah,
If there's something in there, get it out.
yeah. Like where the cave is, where the water comes up out of it. Excavate that
Mm-hmm.
whole thing out to where you can get in there.
Yeah, I don't. Now I know it was it Travis Watson, the PhD that's on there. He talked about some of the other guys about the hitchhiker effect. He said we don't really talk about it, but he said he walked outside and it looked like there was a portal or something up in the sky above his car. Another, talking about stuff at the house, shadow people or whatever you want to call them.
Right.
So there's something going on there, but I just, I think fish are cut bait.
Yeah, the same with that's like the Oak Island deal. There's
Yeah.
definitely something there, but I mean they put the caisson down 110 feet in the ground. They're pulling out beams and stuff, and I mean there's no doubt something went on. Well, okay, we'll move over 6 inch and do your casing again, or keep going. In the same line till you find something. That's just been too long.
They've drug that out for a while.
Yeah, like
they did.
14 years, I think.
Oh, and yeah, enough's enough.
With Skinwalker Ranch, I mean, if it's true, and it looked like it was, when they went down there in that pond and found that log beam case, I mean, that just didn't get there on its own. Somebody put that there.
Yeah.
No matter how long ago it was, you could tell it'd been there for a long time. Well, you don't put something like that underground for no reason. There got to be something valuable in it, or was at one time.
They played around with that pool of water, trying to dive in it and everything. I'm like, you got a big excavator there, dig a ditch and drain that puppy.
Yeah.
That's kind of when I stopped being interested in it.
And the other one I got interested in on the other side of the mountain there, Blind Frog Ranch. And the last time they had something, and they actually caught it on camera when it attacked them. More than likely it was a Bigfoot, but I hadn't got to see the rest of it. And now that guy's in jail now.
Yeah. Well, they had a thing going on with that Expedition Bigfoot. That gal that's I can't think of her name, but they actually caught something on camera. I mean, clearly, and they basically told her to shut up. And producers gave her a hard time. She released some of it anyway, and got in trouble over it. And so I don't know where that's going.
Can't think of her name. Starts with a M though.
Yeah.
And that's like killing Bigfoot. The guy that was over it come to our deal because they was hoping they got to start back. But I mean, he's the one. He said they got shut down because they actually blew a finger off of one and had that finger, and they come in and basically threatened all their lives. So
yeah. they don't want the truth out. That's for sure.
No, for whatever reason, they don't want it out. And back to our people laugh at us, and I said we've had black SUVs come out. And where them black SUVs come out, we went up this time, and it ends up there at the mountain. The road actually looks like it goes right into the mountain, but there ain't no way. There's two trees that's bent over and crossed like this. But the road there, it just dead ends to what looks like it used to be a mine or cave or whatever, but it's all filled in.
Yeah.
But that's where them black SUVs come out. Two of them, $30,000, $40,000 SUVs up in there. So that makes me go,
Well, the big drone that was over us that time. I mean, who owns a drone like that? Nobody.
I don't know. It's like a 6-foot drone.
Yeah. I mean, that thing was probably 6 foot square. I mean, nobody's got a drone like that except the government.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Super Dave was supposed to be going back up there. He's got a friend that's got the ground penetrating radar.
Yeah.
He called me and wanted to know if it'd be all right if he took somebody in there right there where our base camp is to see, because we wanted to know if it was a cave underneath there.
Yeah.
If it was all right to go in there. And I said, hey, it's a national forest. I mean, you ain't going to make me mad. He said, well, I wanted to tell somebody. He said, I ain't going to say when we're going because I don't know. It's just whenever the guy shows up, we're going to go up there and see. I said, well, as long as you give me the information on it, I mean, I can't get mad either way, but I'd sure like to know if there's a cave under there.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. There's something strange there, that radioactivity that we were seeing that night.
Yeah, spiking.
Yeah.
And it was a radio communication quit because me and the guy from the Drunken Cryptids was sitting there right side by side each other, and we was trying to talk with base camp and was talking fine, and they said we got a spike on the radiation detector, and then boom, we couldn't talk to base camp. We couldn't even talk to each other, and we wasn't 10 foot from each other. But as soon as the radiation left, we could talk again. I don't know.
Probably those rare long-eared bats messing with us.
Yeah. Here in Texas is the only place they found them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at Oart in Texas. Well, we've got 2 minutes to our hour. Any final comments y'all want to bring up or say?
Well, if anything happens, I'll let y'all know.
That's same here. If anything happens or anything that I hear happens, I'll let you know.
I'm kind of surprised Barry wasn't here tonight. He's usually here.
He usually is. He messaged me right before we got on. They went off somewhere and should have been back, but he said traffic's terrible and they wasn't going to get back till 10 o'clock their time. So I don't know what that'd be 9 here. So
yeah,
I don't know if he went to a conference or what. He went to church somewhere or what. But anyway, he was driving and he said, "Sorry guys, he missed it. He'll catch us next month."
Well, I hope the activity picks up.
I do too. Maybe we'll have more if we go over to Cleveland, not next weekend, but the weekend after. More to report in May.
Yeah, that was the same area that those other reports at BFRO and all that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there's well, we went out there to that place where I can't make it was where the katydids were when me and you and Jay went out there and I went on up over the mountain over there.
Yeah.
I heard some pretty good calls back in there.
Yeah. So. Good. Sound like it. Well, see, that's what over that mountain where you heard them calls. The back side of that side's where Matthew had his encounter. That's where their hunting camp was. which is probably a quarter mile from right there at the top of the hill where we was at.
Yeah.
Off that back side's where his hunting cabin and everything was, or area was. And that's where he had his encounter with the gray one that come up beside him while he was on the deer stand. So
yeah.
So there's history of them being there. So
yeah, there was several good locator calls when I went up over the top of that hill, and I wasn't gonna go out there by myself.
yeah, I just couldn't make it up the hill right there.
That's a tough hill climb, slick.
Uh-huh. That sounds a good plan. That's what we'll do then. I'll let everybody say their goodbyes, and I'll sign us off when it gets back to me.
All
We'll
right.
go first, Dale.
All right. Appreciate anyone that viewed us tonight. And usual, we had our good friends together talking about things. Looking forward to the conferences and investigations that's coming up. And I wish Wendell the best on his True Armor series. And we'll see y'all next month. God bless you.
Well, take care, everybody. God bless. And we're all here again to do it next month.
Yeah, me too. We thank everybody for tuning in and checking us out, the Seekers podcast. We hope to have the full panel back next month. And I've got a guest speaker that's kind of in the works, hoping that they'll be able to join us. I'll have more details on that during the month. And like Dale said, we'll be at these conferences, Squatching at the Gap, May 1st and 2nd. Just come on up and see us and a bunch of other great speakers. And there's going to be all kinds of vendors and other activities there. It's a whole event center and everything. They're trying to make it something kind of like dog patch and everything. There's going to be different rides eventually there, and it's all going to be Sasquatch related. So it's the stuff. So that'll be cool. So come on out. And this is our first big event, Squatching at the Gap, May 1st and 2nd. And then the next weekend, we're planning on going to Cleveland. Anybody in that area, you'll probably see us. And just keep going from there. And then June 6th at Old Bart's in Little Rock is Matthew Orton's event. It's Cryptic Fest. Check it out. We're probably going to be there. And then if we don't go to Sillamore. But either way, we'll have some good topics to discuss. Our next Seekers podcast around the 23rd of May. Just keep watching and tune in. Thank y'all and God bless.
See y'all.
Later.